Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's see what we got today. But first, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get into this. So today we're looking at more of those creepy sort of conspiracy type videos. So buckle up and we are live.
So I'm in Target and I'm walking by and I noticed these shirts. So I was like, hold on, this looks oddly familiar. What does this look like to you? Is it or is it not a Ouija board? This is a Ouija board. And this is what we talk about. Like, they make witchcraft so easily accessible to people, and someone in their ignorance will buy this and wear this without knowing.
Wow.
This is the issue we have. Child, y'all stay woke out here.
That's insane. Well, here we go.
Duck plant first.
Now you're going to the very extreme.
I'm going to extreme and then I want to bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the duck plant?
Man, you know, it's an orchid. It grows in the swamps there, Honduras, Nicaragua area. And as I took it and experienced it, it's nature's version of chemotherapy. Mm-hmm. It attacks the mucus of the body. So for about 8 hours, man, it's going and attacking this mucus, it's purging it out of your body, and you are on your knees. But if you're chasing it with water, you're just pouring out, white mucus out of your body for 7-8 hours.
When was your first experience with the duck plant?
I've only done it once.
Okay, so
I was only bold enough to do it once, man. And my friends would come around and check on me. They would just hear a loud scream, "No, get out, I'm good," because you're just purging. Like, turned white from the beginning, then it went to green, then it went to brown.
Yeah,
because we don't think, on the end of that, esophagus from the mouth is your colon, your anus.
Let's talk about.
Oh, it doesn't sound very fun.
Here's the big secret about wisdom teeth removal that they don't want you knowing about. Did you know that at least 95% of wisdom tooth removals are completely unnecessary? This industry, created in the last 15 years, has become a multi-billion-dollar market, just yanking out those wisdom teeth. Now, someone might actually believe that humans have evolved to have these wisdom teeth for no reason, but other people are thinking, maybe we do have these teeth for a reason, and why is everyone getting theirs yanked out nowadays? It all starts with this. They put you in a chair, x-ray you, frying your DNA, and they show you an image of your teeth growing in sideways, your wisdom teeth. The truth is, at least 60% of wisdom teeth, as they're growing in before they've come out of the gum, they are sideways, and it looks sketchy on a x-ray. However, just like in my case and many others I've spoken with, and there's documentaries on this, by the way, your wisdom tooth is going to grow in sideways and then it's going to straighten out, and it's just how it happens naturally. I got pressured into getting my wisdom teeth removed. The guy was like, "Dude, you need them out. Look at this x-ray." I'm like, "Buddy, I'm not doing that." And now, years later, all 4 of my wisdom teeth have grown in perfectly fine, despite seeing a shocking looking x-ray looking like, oh my God, my teeth are growing in wrong. Now, that's one of the ways they fearmonger people into getting their wisdom teeth removed. However, this isn't against all dentists, because of course, it's just what they're taught in their school. Who's running their schools? That's the question you want to ask. Anyways, keep in mind that the dentist who's telling you he's trying to save you from your wisdom teeth also adds fluoride to your teeth while they're washing you, and that absorbs into all your membranes, and it's toxic. And if dentists make money from cavities, why do we want to trust a toothpaste that 9 out of 10 of them recommend? That's just a funny meme. Now, one of the reasons why they want your wisdom teeth removed actually relates to childbirth. When women give birth, it's such intense pain that it releases massive amounts of endorphins in their brain, which is a hormone associated with pain, and then it's a sensation afterward. This massive rush of endorphins in laboring women literally creates new neural pathways in their brain and rewires parts of their brains. When your wisdom teeth grow in, it's painful, and that pain releases endorphins, and those endorphins rewire your brain and improve it as your body was designed to get your wisdom teeth in, to have that pain and to grow through it. The other reason they're yanking people's wisdom teeth is right here. You can look up a meridian chart that shows the energetic highways that flow through each different organ in your body and relate to all your different teeth, which are living tissue, by the way. And your wisdom teeth on the left side of your mouth connect to your heart and your endocrine gland, your pineal gland, your third eye. And on the right side, your endocrine gland and your heart, your pineal gland and your heart. They're removing millions and millions of people's wisdom teeth, which are connected to their third eye and to their heart chakra. That's the real reason that they're getting people's wisdom teeth removed. With that being said, don't beat yourself up if you fell for the scam and got them yanked out, because someone could still have all 4 wisdom teeth, but not be in as heightened a state of consciousness as you.
Yeah, I had mine removed when I got infected, so I didn't really have a choice.
There are over 700 documented mounds in the Ohio Valley alone. Who made these mounds? Ohio's largest is the Adena Mound, over 70 feet tall. When these mounds were allowed to be excavated, they found giant skeletons ranging from 7 to 12 feet. Inside these mounds, they found gold and copper jewelry, as well as carvings of ancient languages and weapons of unusual size. Were these mounds portals, perhaps, opening up doorways to the underworld, gateways to different dimensions and realms? And Abraham Lincoln himself even talks about these mounds in his famous speech at Niagara Falls, saying, "Then as now, Niagara was roaring here. The eyes of that species of extinct giants whose bones fill the mounds of America have gazed on Niagara as ours do now." Why is the true history of these mounds not being reported when we know the Native Americans didn't build them? And why are the bones that we found in these mounds not being showcased in museums? If you live in this part of the country, look out. There could be one in your own backyard.
Interesting.
Sleep paralysis, something I'm certain each and every one of you has experienced at least once in your lifetime. Now take a look. As you can see, this was recorded live and there is another heat signature captured on the thermal imaging camera, right on top of the sleeping individual. This mysterious shape resembles that of a human body, climbing on top of the man and seemingly strangling him. Some keen-eyed viewers have pointed out that there's a lot of orbs flying around the room as well. So, what do you think? Could this be actual proof that demons are the source of sleep paralysis? Let us know your thoughts.
I'm very intrigued by sleep paralysis, but I've never had it.
We were told that our brains were just seeing faces and things that weren't really there. That our minds were trained to see and deceive us. But that is like saying we don't see our hands in front of our face. We know what we see, and we know that it's there. Now we know why. Because these rocks really did have faces. They were something that were very much alive. And now we can see, with new eyes, the truth that is all around us. That the rocks were once alive.
We live in the graveyard of titans. These are no mere trick of the eyes or erosion. Your eyes tell you the truth. The rocks were indeed alive. They're not hundreds upon thousands of different coincidental lookalikes. From tissue to faces to the full bodies. It's clear our realm was much, much larger. Back before the great.
I'm coming around to that one.
Is primary water.
I can tell you this is top 5 most kept secrets on Earth. If the world knew about primary water, the control system, their power would dissipate. No pun intended. Primary water is created deep within the Earth from the synthesis of hydrogen and oxygen. Under tremendous pressure from Earth's internal heat, H2O in the form of vapor is forced upward through rock fissures, the weakest areas of Earth's crust, becoming liquid as it cools. There is a potential that there is more fresh water, called primary water, in the Earth's crust than there is water in the world's oceans. Why do we constantly hear about droughts and catastrophic environmental climate change and not enough rain and places are going without water? This right here is why. If you see these trails in your sky, know for a fact your weather is being modified. If you're hell-bent on world domination, you can bet that you're going to want to be able to control the weather. You make droughts and floods, not only do you create an artificial idea that climate change is ravaging the earth, we have to do something about it, like put you in a 5G smart city. But also, there's a lot to be made from these climate emergencies and these natural disasters. You know how many 100-year storms we've had in the last 10 years? It's this right here, weather modification. All countries have signed agreements they're involved in weather modification. In 2003 in Libya, they built the biggest water irrigation system in human history, known as the Great Man-Made River Project. This was bringing 6 million gallons of water to the surface every single day. They had tapped into the primary water cycle in the middle of the Libyan desert, which is basically the Sahara. When the United Nations found out that they were trying to make a gold-backed dollar that would rival the US petrodollar, they drone striked all of the wells, and they said that the trucks that were drilling the wells were missile launchers, but in fact they were trucks that are designed to drill wells. They specifically do not teach you about the primary water cycle in school, because if you realize that there's an unlimited amount of fresh water beneath our feet, they wouldn't be able to overcharge you on your water bill, because we could just, all of our tax dollars could, drill a well instead of doing all the other stuff they're doing with our damn taxes. If people knew about the primary water cycle, they were allowed to drill down that far, because a lot of places there's bylaws and there's laws you can't drill past a certain depth. But when you get past the 800-foot mark, you can tap into some primary water veins and get an unlimited amount of pure fresh water, mineralized, super rejuvenating for the body, amazing for irrigation, for farms, etc. They don't want people knowing this because they want to enslave you through lack of knowledge.
I think there's absolutely some truth to that.
Hello, my name is Gene Gilmore. My birth given name is Eugene Reuben Akers. I don't want any money for what I'm doing because hopefully this video won't come out until after my death. So I have nothing to gain, nothing to profit by telling you what I'm going to tell you. Okay, anyway, this is the story that my dad told me on his deathbed. Project Slam Dunk was the name of this. President Johnson in 1968, okay, in Cannon Air Force Base in 1968, he said by the time he got there, that there was already 2 large hangars that were connected. There was hundreds of dump trucks that came in and dumped sand and stone, and cement powder was powdered over the top of all that to make it look like a lunar landscape. They had men that fashioned it into a lunar landscape, he said. He said that in front of the airplane hangars was pole framing with large canvas tents that was concealing the inside of the staging area. Inside the staging area, on flatbed trucks, was created the lunar lander that was reassembled back inside the hangars. All of the walls were painted flat black, and the ceilings as well. He was sworn to secrecy by the NSA, and they would put him in prison for breaking that oath. When Dad saw the moon landing on TV, he cried. He said he knew that what he had witnessed on TV was exactly what they recorded in that hangar. Dad was one of 3 guards that guarded the inside of the front entrance. There was a list of 15 people who could enter. No one else was allowed by order of President Johnson. And here is that list, and I gave it to Bart Seibel as well. Anyway, President Johnson, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, Werner von Braun, Robert Emenegger, Gene Kranz, James Webb, Joe Kerwin, Dr. Thomas Paine, Glenn Looney, Dr. Christopher Kraft, Dr. James Van Allen, General Trudeau, Lieutenant Colonel Donald Simon, and Grant Norrie. I realized my dad wasn't lying. I lifted the lid off my dad's case, and you can see that his name is Cyrus Eugene Akers. He was born on July 17th, 1933. He died on September 28th, 2002. Here's his badge, and I wanted to see if I could get as close as possible
so that you can read the numbers on the bottom, which are, okay, there it is. Zero 7596. 07596. That's my dad. And it must have been a really early picture because he's only got 2 stripes, so that was back in the 50s, I'm sure. Probably not long after I was born.
Wow. You know, I don't know what to say about that guy's claim, but I don't believe in the whole moon landing thing.
In mechanical engineering, when you want to toughen or harden a piece of material, a steel, an iron, carbon-based steel, yeah, what you do is you stick it in a forge, and it heats it up till it's red hot, and it goes orange, yeah. And you know it's at the right temperature to quench. So what you do is you quench that in water, and it freezes the molecules, okay, into a particular form. And that gives you a hardened, what they call case hardened structure on the outside of the material. Okay, how you know that material, yeah, is at the right temperature is you use a magnet, and you place the magnet against a piece of steel, and when it becomes non-magnetic, it's at the right temperature. So what does that tell you? It tells you that carbon-based elements, when they reach a certain temperature, they lose magnetism. Now, are we not told that the core of our planet is iron? Molten iron? Molten iron cannot be magnetic.
That's a good point. Huh. Well, I don't really know what to say about that one, guys, but, you know, there was some good clips today. There was a lot of ones there that really made me think. So if there's anything you want to discuss or talk about, please drop a comment and we'll get into a discussion. It would be kind of cool to talk about some of these clips, but that's all I got for today, guys. So I guess I'll see you in the next one, and until then, 80 Canadian signing off.